The year is 1971. South Asia is on the brink of a conflict that will forever change its map. The Indo-Pakistani War, a defining moment in modern history, was not just about military might. It was a crucible of human courage, a testament to the unyielding spirit of those caught in its crossfire. Among the many tales of heroism, one stands out as a story of defiance, ingenuity, and an unbreakable will to be free. This is the story of the Great Escape from a Pakistani prison. Our story begins on December 3, 1971. As war erupts in the skies above the Zafarwal sector, a strategic watchtower poses a serious threat to Indian forces. The mission to destroy it falls to a skilled pilot, Flight Lieutenant Dilip Parelkar, on December 10th. While piloting his Sukhoi 7 fighter, Parelkar's aircraft is struck by enemy fire. With his jet crippled, he ejects and parachutes down, only to land deep inside enemy territory. Surrounded by a hostile crowd, he is taken into custody by Pakistani soldiers. The interrogation begins. They demand strategic information, hoping to break him. When ordered to draw a map of his home airbase, a dumper, a critical military installation, Parelkar thinks on his feet. With remarkable composure, he sketches a detailed layout. But it's not a Jetsu, civilian Santa Cruz Airport in Mumbai. This quick-witted act of defiance not only confused his captors, but also signaled that his spirit, as a prisoner of war, was far from broken. Parelkar was then transferred to a high-security prisoner of war camp in Rawalpindi. Here, he joined 11 other Indian pilots. The camp, with a fortress enclosed by high walls, topped with barbed wire, and patrolled day and night by armed guards. The man in charge, Usman Hamid, was surprisingly humane, providing the prisoners with an atlas and even a transistor radio. These small concessions would later play a crucial role in what was to come. On December 16, 1971, the war officially ended with Pakistan's surrender. But for the prisoners, the fight was far from over. Political negotiations for their release dragged on, and the days turned into weeks, then months. Parelkar, a true soldier, believed that it was a prisoner's duty not just to survive, but to escape. This conviction became the seed for an audacious plan, a plan that would go down in history as India's Great Escape. Two other brave pilots, Flight Lieutenant M.S. Gruel and Flying Officer Harish Singh Ji, were inspired by Parelkar's resolve and joined the cause. Their mission was clear: break out of Rawalpindi, travel to Peshawar, and cross the border into neutral Afghanistan. Freedom was their only objective. Locked away with limited resources, they became masters of improvisation. They needed a compass to navigate. So, they magnetized a simple sewing needle and suspended it, creating a makeshift directional tool. To blend in after their escape, they had local-style Pathani suits stitched. Paying for them with their meager prisoner allowance, the biggest challenge, however, was the prison wall itself, a formidable 18-inch thick barrier. Their tools were laughably simple, a pair of scissors and a screwdriver. Night after night, they chipped away at the wall, a slow, painstaking process. The noise of their digging was masked by the sounds of the prison. And the debris was meticulously collected and hidden inside empty Red Cross boxes stored under their beds. They were planning their escape right under the noses of their guards. The night of August 13, 1972, arrived. As if on cue, the heavens opened up. A massive thunderstorm rolled in, with heavy rain and deafening thunder providing the perfect cover for their daring move. The moment had come. Under the cloak of the storm, Parelkar, Gruel, and Singh Ji squeezed through the hole they had painstakingly created. They navigated the prison compound, scaled the final outer wall, and tasted freedom for the first time in months. They were out. Their plan was to reach the Afghan border at Torkham. After a grueling 9-hour journey, They reached Landic Hotel, a town tantalizingly close to their destination. They were exhausted but filled with hope. Here, however, a small, unforeseen detail would change their fate. The atlas they had relied on, provided by their captors, was outdated. It showed a railway station called Landic Village they intended to use as their final landmark before crossing the border. But the station had been closed for 40 years. Since 1932, as they stopped to ask for directions to a place that no longer existed, a local government employee grew suspicious. Their cover was blown. The 3 brave pilots were apprehended just miles from freedom, though their escape didn't end as they had hoped. Their attempt was an unprecedented feat in Indian military history. They were returned to the Rawalpindi camp, this time to face solitary confinement as punishment for their audacity. But their story had already become a legend. Finally, in December 1972, after successful diplomatic talks, all Indian prisoners of war were officially repatriated as Parolkar, Gruel and Singhji crossed the Wagah border back into India. They were greeted not as failed escapees, but as national heroes. Their story was a powerful reminder that wars are won not just with weapons and strategy, but with unbreakable willpower and sheer human ingenuity. The tale of their great escape endures as a shining example of patriotism and the relentless desire for freedom that burns bright even in the darkest of places. Thank you for watching. If you found this story of courage and resilience inspiring, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories from history. We'll see you next time.